And I want to thank Representative Madden for being here today. Thank you. I really appreciate working with Maureen in Harrisburg. We've done a lot of good things together, and so I'm proud to stand with you here. So thank you, thank you. So I really appreciate everything that you're doing here, Scott, to support, and Maureen was telling me a little bit about it before I got here, to support Pennsylvania families and workers. And it's a really important time to do that. Right now, Pennsylvanians are hurting. I mean, we just came through 2 years of a pandemic, but now we're coming out of it, and we're in the middle of inflation. Prices are rising over the last couple of weeks. Working families all across Pennsylvania have been put in a really tight spot. The good news is we actually can help right now. I support long-term solutions. I mean, like raising the minimum wage would be a really good thing to do. But I'm also proposing, and I want to talk about today, a short-term solution that I think we can do immediately. We have it. We have the ability to do this. And this is to put $2,000 into the pockets of Pennsylvanians right now to help them with the higher costs that they're all facing, groceries, gas, whatever they're facing, $2,000. The idea is that if you're a household with $80,000 income or less, you qualify for this. This is a program that's going to be run through the Treasury Department. I think you have a bill that would actually put in some more details as to how this would work. But basically, it's $2,000 to do whatever you want because right now you need the money. The Commonwealth does not. The price increases we've seen right now are painful because the needs of workers have been put on the back burner for a couple of years. And we all know that wages have not kept up. I mean, I know there's some changes in wages right now, but they're really not keeping up. The reality is that working families have been stretched. Their pocketbooks have been stretched to the limit. And with the recent dramatic price increases, actually they've been stretched beyond their limits. So we've stagnated at every level for so many years, but it's been really hard, especially hard on the lowest paid Pennsylvanians. According to the MIT living wage calculator, I don't know why I bring up MIT, but a single adult in Pennsylvania needs to earn $15.46 an hour to support themselves. That's around a little over $30,000 a year, a little less than $31,000 a year. A single adult, if you have one child, well, you do the math, it's almost twice that. The Pennsylvania's minimum wage is $7.25. So, I mean, it's so far, actually we're below West Virginia's minimum wage. We're below everybody, all the other states around us. So that's just wrong. And it doesn't just hurt Pennsylvanians making exactly the minimum wage. It hurts every Pennsylvanian who works hard but still earns low wages. We see this problem all across Pennsylvania. Just to give you some statistics, there are 286,000 Pennsylvanians who are full-time workers, and yet they qualify for SNAP benefits. There are 527,000 working adults in Pennsylvania who qualify for Medicaid health care coverage. We taxpayers are paying for that because they're not making enough working in the private sector. Far too many Pennsylvanians live paycheck to paycheck. And even now, a small increase in day-to-day expenses like we're seeing now can have really devastating consequences. So I say, let's take the pressure off working Pennsylvanians. So we want to put $2,000 in the pockets of Pennsylvanians right now. Yes, this, unlike the minimum wage, is a one-time fix, but it's $2,000 right now when Pennsylvanians need it. The Commonwealth is sitting on billions, literally, over $2 billion of ARPA money from the federal government. I'm not talking about the rainy day fund here, okay? I don't want to touch that. I'm not talking about anything in the budget. I don't want to touch that. This is $2 billion just sitting there. We have to send it back to Washington in 2024 if we don't use it. And right now is the time to use it. This is something that we have. So under my plan, again, I hope they hear that in Harrisburg, the rest of the people.
We've got to bring them up.
Yes.
The shearing section.
But again, under this plan, if you're a household making $80,000 or less, you qualify. And I want to put $500 million into this program. Again, this is out of that $2.2 almost billion that we have sitting there in Harrisburg. Under my plan, they get $2,000, and families can use this for whatever they need. They can use it for groceries. They can use it to buy gas. They can use it to pay rent. They can use it for childcare or anything else that's causing hardship. So it's not a really tough thing to work through. It's $2,000, and it's right now. This plan will help Pennsylvanians recovering from the pandemic get back on their feet. And it's going to take the pressure off today's higher prices, take the pressure off families who are facing those higher prices. So again, this is about getting money into the hands of the people who need it so that they can spend it in the way that they deem necessary. And I want to thank Representative Madden and all of her Democratic colleagues for their support for workers and families throughout her career in the State House. And both of us, I want to speak for you here, but both of us call on our Republican colleagues to do the right thing here, and let's get this money out now. I think we're fine with having a conversation about how this $2 billion ought to be spent, but we don't want to sit on it. The idea is doing nothing is not acceptable to anybody in Pennsylvania. Let's do it, and let's do it now and get this done. So now I'm going to turn this over to Representative Madden to talk a little bit more about this. Representative Madden.
Thank you, Governor Wolf. And I'm going to take a moment just to thank Governor Wolf for all that he has done and how we have collaborated and brought close to $30 million home to this district and this county. And if you walk out the door and you look to the left, you can see $1.5 million we've brought for the Monroe County Historical Society to build a Heritage Center. If you look to the right, you see one of my crowning achievements that I did with the help of the governor, Mayor Tara Probst, the big belly garbage cans. I was in Allentown one day and I said, wow, we could use these on Main Street because when those students from ESU get done with a party and weekend, the garbage is just everywhere. And they were expensive. They were $130,000 for Main Street. But the sun compacts. They have a solar panel that I'm excited about garbage. The sun.
Who is it?
Exactly. The sun compacts. There's a solar panel that compacts it, and right next to it is a recycling can. And you walk down Main Street, our beautiful downtown Main Street, and it is beautiful because of that. If you look at this building, if you look at the drawings on the wall, Governor Wolf and I working together have brought $3 million home for this $17 million project that's going to begin next spring. And why is a new Y important to us? Well, because each and every day this Y takes care of 120 children. And my office is down the block, so is literally the next block. So I'm walking up and down the street each and every day. And I see moms and dads dropping off their tiny little newborns to be entrusted in the care of the Y. And I see school buses dropping off children at the end of the school day. And then you'll see kids in the pizza parlor right down the block getting a slice before they hop on their bikes to come here and play basketball, because we have a very wonderful coach. Corey? Our wonderful basketball coach who keeps our kids occupied and teaches them, sportsmanship. And it's so important, and Governor Wolf talks about the money that we want to put $2,000 in each and every household's pocket that makes $80,000 or less. And we know that child care is a huge cost. I know that my own son my grandson Gavin, $400 a week for childcare before he went to school. And we know that it's affecting women because 467,000 jobs were added to the economy in January, but most of that growth was driven by men. Men have now recouped all of the job losses since the pandemic began, but women there are 1.1 million fewer women in the labor workforce compared to February of 2020. And the women's workplace participation rate now is at its lowest percent since 1998 at 57%. So we know that men and women go out to work, but when there's an issue with childcare, it's the women who stay home, right? And how many single moms right now are trying to make ends meet, but they can't go out and work because they cannot afford childcare. 50% of the children who attend the Y and are taken care of are subsidized, whether it be federal grants or state grants. And East Stroudsburg got a grant, East Stroudsburg School District, and they made sure all of their children who come here from East Stroudsburg are taken care of. And I see Pastor Linda Kiefer, and they have a wonderful child care program and daycare at the Wesleyan Church. So everybody in our community is doing such wonderful work. But I want to be clear about the ARP. ARP was not signed into law and does not stand for the American Rainy Day Plan. It stands for the American Rescue Plan. So it's time to take that $2 billion and put it in the hands of citizens of the Commonwealth, and as the governor said, and it's a bill that's been introduced by my colleague Brian Kirkland in the House and Senator Tina Tartaglione in the Senate, and it will just do so much to help people. We're starting to come out of inflation. It's starting to go down. Our gas prices are beginning to go down. But wouldn't this be great to have this money to pay for childcare, or maybe take your kids to a ball game because you've been stretching pennies for so long? As the governor said, it's money to be used at the discretion of the folks that we give it to. So I'm very excited to talk about this plan with the governor, the PA promise, and I'm very happy to introduce Christina Valdez, who is going to talk about her service that she's offering to provide free child care for all the children in need and their parents who desperately need it. So Christina, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Madden. Thank you, Governor Wolf. I'm happy to be here today to speak with you. I'm the director of a nonprofit called Along the Way, and we provide free childcare to single moms on nights and weekends. So when schools and daycares are closed, we are providing childcare in their home. So our service is meant to fill in the gaps of center-based care. And so I'm here today to share with you what we see from our clients being in their home. We're very close to them. We see people that need their cars fixed. We've started helping with case management services, even though it's outside of the scope of childcare, because we're getting to know our client family so well. And if you don't have childcare, you can't go to work and get out of poverty. But if you don't have a car, you can't go to work and get out of poverty. And so we've started, filling in the gaps the best we can with these other needs that our clients have. But I envision that this $2,000 would absolutely move the mark for the families that we serve, to be able to pay for the car repairs, to be able to, get more food, put utility, have the utilities stay on. And so, this program would be amazing for the clients we serve, and we serve among the most underrepresented in our communities. So we're serving only single mothers right now. Earning a single mother with one child can earn up to almost $45,000. And the need is so great. You were talking about such great statistics. 300,000 is the number of single moms in Pennsylvania. 54% of all children born in this county are born to single mothers. So how do you work if you don't have childcare, if you are alone? And so, I just want to, say thank you so much for listening to the people, listening to what they really need right now. And we're glad to have Erica here. Come on up, Erica. I want to introduce Erica Carter. So Erica is one of the moms that we have the privilege of serving. We watch her son Carter when she goes to work, and she's going to share a little bit about her story and how this could help her. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Erica. I'm so happy and grateful to be here with you all. I'm a mother to a beautiful baby boy. He is 3. Because of Along the Way, we are able to thrive. without along the way, I definitely would not be able to afford childcare. Even though I do work full time, I work in addiction, so I'm saving lives every day, and along the way has saved my life. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. My favorite thing about the program is the babysitters that they select. They're professionals and they're also mothers. One of the babysitters, she's a psychologist and she has 5 kids and she's so good with my son. She also teaches gymnastics, so my son knows how to tumble. And, you know, she doesn't charge for those extra services and they really do care. It's like he has 2 additional mothers. The second babysitter, she is a dance coach. She has a studio. So sometimes my son will hang out with her and go to her dance studio, learn tap and ballet. And again, they don't charge extra because they care and they want to be there for my son and myself. I work overnights because it just works for my life. I'm a full-time student, graduating next semester, cum laude. Yeah. Because of along the way, I'm able to do those things. Without along the way, I would not be able to afford childcare. However, we do get childcare assistance, which is amazing. But when you progress, and that's the goal, you don't want to be stuck in poverty. You want to utilize the resources given to you so you can level up and eventually give back someday, right? And not have to rely on these resources. And I'm so thankful for you, Gov.Tom Wolf, for pushing that $2,000 package. Because of these packages, without them, we would have faced homelessness. I ended up losing my job from a hospital back in July. My son got sick with COVID, and because I didn't have enough PTO, I wasn't able to secure my position. But that's okay. I'm very thankful for the help and the assistance, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I just really want to reiterate how much along the way has been so beneficial to my life, my son's life. He's so smart, he's so kind. Because of this help, he's able to be those things. I wish he was here today so you guys could meet him, but I'm just so grateful for along the way. And I pray that programs like this last a very long time. I see myself graduating from the program after I get my degree. And I plan to progress where I'm at right now, working in addiction. My degree is in psychology. So I just want to say thank you for giving me this time to speak with you all, and I really hope that along the way gets, you know, the necessary help that they need so they can continue to allow people like myself to thrive. And again, thank you so much. And it is with my absolute pleasure to reintroduce Gov.Tom Wolf. Thank you.
So, Erica, Christina, thank you for saying what you said, and also Representative Madden. Clearly, we have long-term issues. I mean, this is not, what we're talking about today is not an alternative to doing something to address those long-term issues. But we also have immediate issues, immediate needs, and the $2,000 would be very helpful right now. So let's do it. Good news is we actually can help right now. I support long-term solutions. This program is going to be run through the Treasury Department. I think we have a bill that would actually put in some more details as to how this fund is. So we've stagnated every level for so many years, but it's been really hard. It's if they qualify for SNAP benefits. There are 527,000 working adults in Pennsylvania who qualify for Medicaid healthcare coverage. We taxpayers are paying for it. $1,000, and families can use it for whatever they need. They can use it for groceries. They can use it to buy gas. They can pay rent.
Thank you, Governor Wolf. And I'm going to take added to the economy in January, but most of that growth was driven by men. Men have now recouped all of the job losses since the pandemic began,